How's it going, y'all? I'm in the middle of doing some business until 10 o'clock tonight. But I took an hour off for my lunch for just a break. Fuck. Need a break. I need to come out and be with my doggies. I just gave the lady a whole bunch of the whole rest of these chicken nuggets that I got at Walmart. I got it for them. This whole thing here. I got this there. Popcorn chicken. Alright, now I can turn this fucking heat off there. Cool. I'm only wanting to smoke one pre-roll a day, but I'm failing. Always failing. What's happening? Nice to see you. I'm just taking a break. I'm doing some business in the middle of the night till 10 p.m. But I took an hour. You could call it that, I guess. It's more like God's lettuce. The devil was the one trying to fucking say it was something wrong with it. The devil was the one behind all the marijuana illegal laws. It was God who made the shit. Oh. Well, another day in North Korea. See, y'all don't know we're in North Korea now, just because it all hasn't kicked in yet. You know, it all hasn't settled down. But you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Real soon, every week there'll be giant military parades going down every fucking street with missiles and every fucking thing else. Yeah, when Putin comes to visit America, we're going to have to bow. We'll have to bow to him now. And if we see any kind of person from a democratic country like England or Spain, France or Germany or Canada, we're going to have to shoot them. We have to shoot them immediately. Shoot them. Because we're the commie pinkos now. But, you know, we'll get used to it. We'll get used to it. You always get used to new things, you know. Oh, Putin is going to be coming to the USA. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. I mean, there's no plan for him to come right now, but Putin is going to be coming to the USA. I guarantee you. For sure. Not even hypothetically, but he's not. I don't. I've never heard when he's coming. Hasn't he already come since Bush has been fucking dictator? If he hasn't come, he will be coming soon, I'm sure. But he don't need to come. I mean, why would he need to come when he has Donald Trump to do his bidding for him? He doesn't have to come. You know. Oh, if he wants to say Zelensky started the war, Russia didn't invade Ukraine, well, Trump will say it for him. Anything Putin wants. We got him. We got him. We got his back. And the funny thing is, everything that I'm saying that sounds outrageous now, soon Fox News will be saying, "Oh, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. We always love Putin." And all the fucking, the nuts will be saying, "Yeah, we always loved Putin. What are you talking about?" And it'd be like nothing. It'd be like nothing. Yes, of course we love China and North Korea and Russia, and we hate all the other countries. Of course, it's always been that way. And people would just be like, "Yeah, so fucking strange world we live in now. It's unbelievable. Unfucking believable. But it's interesting. War laws? Yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. I don't know if you know what just happened with Putin and Zelensky, but I'll tell you. Zelensky is a country that was invaded by an evil dictator that wants to spread across the world. And if we let him take Ukraine, he's going to take other countries. And then, it's going to fall to dictatorship, the whole world. And we were against that because we were a free country. But then Trump wants to be a dictator. He is a dictator. You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. And as a dictator, he can't be friends with the free world anymore. They're going to see he's a dictator. They're going to try to take him down. They're going to try to change our system. They're going to try for regime change, in this dictatorship. So he has to get rid of European countries, and we have to snuggle up to the dictators. Dictatorships have to snuggle up to each other because all the free world hates dictatorships and wants to get them changed, knock the dictator off of his fucking throne, So it's just crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. And they've cut Medicare. He said he wouldn't cut Medicare and Social Security and fucking food stamps. And they have cut food stamps and Medicare. Almost completely gone. They have done it already. And he would still probably do a speech today saying that he'll never touch Medicare and Social Security and food stamps. But see, there's a fucking committee that they give a certain amount of billions to that is overseeing food stamps, Medicare, and a few other things. And they cut all the billions out of it. So they're saying, "Oh, we didn't specifically cut Medicare, but there's only, let's say, 400 billion, and 380 was supposed to be Medicare, and the little bit extra was all these other things, and they're cutting fucking like 300 billion out of it. So if you took everything out but Medicare, it would barely be a little bit of what they cut. They would still have to cut the fuck out of Medicare, even if they took everything else that committee is over. So they have cut it, and they lie and say, "We didn't specifically cut Medicare." Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. And people not knowing and hoping for the best, we're in this situation. And it's over with now. It's over with. You'll never see me now. I used to would have maybe said, we need to fight against the right wing. All right wing fucking political parties are the same thing as Hitler. That's why people use the Hitler analogy, because right wing politics is that. That's what it is. And anything less than Hitler is just, they haven't been able to do that. They're trying to do that. That's what right-wing political parties are. They're trying to take over their country. They're trying, and they fail, And but they're still the same as Hitler. All their fucking desires are still the same. All right-wing ideology is the same. It's not different. There's not Hitler and Reagan. They're two different right-wing. Right-wing ideology is the same. In fact, it was Reagan that put us in this situation, you know? And that's what the Republicans have done. The evil Republicans have made you not like Democrats or Republicans because, people don't have an education, for one thing. I hate to offend people, but they don't have an education. If you had a good education, someone couldn't come tell you any kind of crazy lie because you would already know better. But when you don't, they can. And Reagan was the first one who knocked the pin out. There used to be in this when America was great, like the Trump says he wants to make America great again. Well, it was the Republicans who made it not great. When it was great, it was because we used to have fairness doctrines in the in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. And before that, all TV and radio stations, if you said one side, you had to give the other side. You could never have a TV or radio station that was just a mouthpiece like the Republican mafia, like Fox News, One America News, everything Rupert Murdoch does in every country. Just it's dictatorship television and radio. And I always said, if you allow channels like Fox News, which is dictatorship television and radio, and they bought every AM radio in the nation because Ronald Reagan changed the law where you no longer had to just say both sides. You could just say one side. So that gave them, and they did it on purpose. So then they can have things like Fox News that are exactly like the television, Fox News, One American News, all right-wing radio and television. It is the exact same thing as the media in Russia or China or any North Korea. That's what Fox News is. Oh, our side is always good. Oh, always good. Oh, Trump is a stable genius. He's 80 years old, but he's a stable genius. There's no such thing. It's exactly like saying that fucking Kim Jong-il played a game of golf and he got 18 fucking hole in one. The right-wing motherfuckers, which is just like North Korea, just like Donald Trump, same thing. They make their leaders into like a religion, And the reason why it hasn't gotten out of control in America is because we haven't been a dictatorship before. But now we are. So now it's going to be crazy shit, just like Kim Jong-il. Oh, he played golf. He got 18 hole in one. He played he shot the ball and it went in the hole 18 times in a row for the golf. He doesn't poop. Kim Jong-il doesn't poop. And this is the same thing now. This is the same as this Donald Trump is a stable genius and all this, oh, sir, you're so intelligent. It's the same thing. It's just the beginning of it. And yes, it's sad. It is terrible, but there's nothing I can do about it. And it's too late now. I used to would have say fight against the Republicans. They're causing ignorance. They say they want to, they've always said that they want to shrink the federal government to the point where big business could strangle it in the bathtub. That's what they said. That's what Karl Rove was caught saying that, and he was a major architect for the Republican mafia, all of what they do. I used to would have said fight against them, but it's too late now. We are a dictatorship now. It hasn't happened yet, but watch. Go to YouTube, where you're at now, and search for the stuff that's telling what Donald Trump is really doing. MSNBC, and there's a lot of independent YouTubers that are doing a good job. Saying what is really happening right now, and go watch that. And not only will you learn how he is making it, we are a dictatorship now. We are a dictatorship now. You can't illegally abolish our federal agencies in a non-dictatorship. We are in a dictatorship, and we will be forever. Once you let it go to a dictatorship, that's it. We've lost our democracy forever. You knew there was a chance. You might say, I really didn't know. And some other Republicans would say, I really didn't know. Yes, you knew. Yes, you knew that Donald Trump wanted to be a dictator. Yes, you knew January 6th happened. Yes, you knew all this shit. And we just let it happen. So don't cry now. Don't cry now. I joined their team. I'll join their team now because this is a dictatorship now. Watch those YouTube channels that are saying bad things about Trump. At some point soon, It's going to disappear because all they have to do is put pressure on YouTube, which they will, just like they put pressure on Mark Zuckerberg to no longer fact check with Facebook, so the right wing can lie, without thinking, no, that's totally wildly inaccurate, and they want to. Oh, it's not up to you to say if I say a lie and those dumbasses believe. That's their own fault. It's not for you to get in the middle. That's why the Republicans are always mad over censorship, because they're con artists. All they are. They're not sometimes con artists. They don't sometimes care about abortion. They don't really care about abortion. Abortion is a way to get the dumb people to vote for them. Being against trans is a way for the dumb people to vote for them. They don't really give a fuck about these social issues as much as you think. You always find Republican politicians get caught sucking dick in the bathroom all the fucking time. Yeah, you knew. So you can't say you didn't know. And I'm not saying right now you need to know that you did wrong, because there is no fucking way on earth that you will not find out you just pissed away and gave our country to a nutball that will sell it to the highest bidder. He's feeling like he's a badass because I'm the biggest criminal in the world. I stole a whole country. And it ain't like you have to believe me. Just let time pass. Just let time pass. You will see. And whenever you see no one is allowed to say anything bad about the Republicans anymore, and immediately you go to prison, well, you ought to figure it out then that our democracy is over with. And it's not Trump. It's not Trump. He could die today. Once you get rid of democracy, the Republican mafia now controls the United States, not Trump. In fact, it's in a vulnerable position. When you become a king, all someone has to do is put a little fucking pour a little something in your coffee, and they become king. So he's in a very bad position. Well, you're not saying you voted for a dictator, but you know what? I'm not so sure. I don't know. But I know damn well that a lot of Republicans knew that he was going to be a dictator, and they figured, oh, well, he wants to fucking do all the things that they programmed me through Fox News to want, all the hate that they've instilled in me and that kind of shit, all the misinformation and just confusion that they've instilled in me. He's going to do all of that. So let him be a dictator. Let him fucking attack the libs, the Dems. A lot of Republicans knew he was going to do what he was going to do, and they thought it was okay. But they'll find out. They will find out that it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. You think Trump is bad? This J.D. Vance, my God, what a hateful person. I can't imagine if he becomes the God boy king next. And why won't he? This guy's 80 years old. He might not wake up tomorrow. It wouldn't be a strange thing. And if J.D. Vance wanted to poison him, nobody would question it. Nobody would think, oh, it's so strange that this young man died. He's old as fuck. They could bump him off at any time. And Trump is a very naive person. Any person walking up to him, telling him, oh, you're so great, Trump, could poison him because he's just boggled by that. That's all he cares about. He'll let anybody fucking get to him that wants to grovel at his feet. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not mad because there ain't no need to be mad at him. There ain't no need to be mad at it. It is over with. If there was some chance in the world I'm wrong, great. It would be nice to be wrong, that every person that ever died for our freedom, the people who, not just the people who fucking voted for him, but the people who just let it happen, fucking everybody, we just pissed it all away. Every person who's died for our freedom, we pissed it all away. But we pissed it away when we allowed there to be such thing as dictatorship television and radio in our country. The Republican Mafia has bought every AM radio station, every AM radio station, and every church, every goddamn church broadcast is part of the Republican Mafia network. And every AM radio station from coast to fucking coast is part of it. And they are just very organized and very sophisticated. One thing that they do is they have talking points where they want to convince you of some crazy shit like Zelensky is a dictator. So they will put out the word that this is our talking point for today. So every AM radio station in the fucking country, owned by different, mostly it's a few corporations that actually own them all, but every one of them and every church broadcast, they somehow they get the memo or some, I don't know how, but I listen to them, and they do. They get the fucking memo. These church broadcasts, these religious broadcasts, they get the memo, and every single one will be saying Zelensky is a dictator, and then fucking every single Republican that goes on every news channel, on every interview, everywhere, will be saying Zelensky is a dictator. Everyone, they're very sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, and I can't blame people for not understanding that and not being able to understand what's going on. And every mainstream, there's not a lot of fucking companies that own every channel. Every I'm talking about television network. There's not too many companies that they do own all of them. It is true, but the ones that are spreading misinformation are fucking obvious. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Anybody who watches Fox News and is a Republican, if you don't notice that they're just going to say that we are great, even lying, and they're going to say the Democrats are horrible, even lying, always. That's all they're going to do. They're never going to have any kind of real, it's all disinformation. I mean, or you might not know it's disinformation, but you know they're always going to be saying the Democrats are bad no matter what. And you can't, how can you watch a fucking channel like that? But that is what sunk our country. That is what sunk our country. And they convince you that both sides do bad, both sides. That is not, they cannot be further from the truth. It cannot be further from the truth. The Democrats, the liberals, are the only ones who built this country. The right wing, the Republican side, supported the king. 100%. They supported the king when we had our civil war with England. Every right-wing Republican type person supported the king. They were called Tories. And the Tories stayed here, and they became the right wing of our country. You know, it was the liberals who fucking built this country. Other than a monarchy, I mean, and the right-wing people are the monarchists. The right-wing people are the monarchists. That's why you cannot have a two-party system. Anytime you have a two-party system in a country, the only thing it can be is the king, the monarchists, the ones who want to abolish democracy. They've never went away. They've always been there. The reason why the Republicans always attack public schools, because they are the monarch. They are the fucking the descendants of the kings and the queens, and they hate the idea of the poor getting an education. They really hate it. I got some food right here. And it sounds untrue, but it is true. They hate the idea of people getting an education. If you look back to when they first started educating poor people, the rich and the fucking aristocracy, oh my God, they had the biggest fit about it. They can't believe educating poor people. It's unbelievable. Now we're going to have, now they're going to educate the poor people. Now they're for sure going to educate the poor people in this country, because we're going to have the same kind of education system as China and Russia, saying that our great leader is great and wonderful, and that is going to be our education system. But it don't matter. Everyone will see for themselves. what happens is the right wing who supported Trump, a lot of them are just going to become Putin supporters. Not Putin himself, but in Russia, they have the right, they have the Fox News type shit. That's called state television. And it tells everybody on every channel how great Putin is every day, all his lies. I just don't understand. Trump didn't just start lying. How now he's saying that the United States spent 350 billion on the Ukraine war, and Europe only spent fucking nothing. Nothing, he says. All of their money gets all paid back. Not true. They spent like 180 billion, and we only spent around that much. The fucking tariffs. Fucking all the Trump supporters think tariffs are paid by the other country. Wrong. If you don't know what that is, then. And then people who don't know what tariffs are, don't know what how anything works, want to argue with me about how, oh, they know Trump is good. How do you know that? How do you know that? With you're not knowing how tariffs works, and when you're not knowing how this works, and how you're not knowing how any fucking thing works. How is it? Oh, because you watch Fox News and you listen to AM radio, and they told you how he was great over and over and over and over and over. But tariffs are paid by me. If I'm fucking importing shit, and let's say actually you just bought a load of fucking shit, and the tariffs fucking kick in on it. Some tariffs are not just or for stuff that you've purchased that for a certain time recently, not just anything that you. But whose bank account, or even if it isn't a previous purchase, as soon as the tariff kicks in, the extra 25%, that comes out of my bank account if I'm buying shit. You know, a tariff is if I buy something from let's say Canada, like oil, and they raise it 25%. Well, that comes out of my money. That comes out. I pay for that. Canada doesn't pay for that. Now it hurts Canada because I might be able to find some cheaper gas then, some cheaper oil, if once they do the 25%. So at first it just hurts the Americans because we're still buying from these other countries. But maybe, I'm not saying tariffs wouldn't have been a bad thing, not the way that it's being done now, but it wouldn't hurt. Really, it wouldn't have hurt. It would have been better if the Republicans had not fucking exported all our jobs out of the country. And it was 100% the Republicans who did it. The George Bush administration, no, the George Bush II administration has fucking seminars teaching fucking corporations how to outsource all their jobs to China and India. It was the Republicans that did that shit. But of course, anything done by big business is the Republicans. There are a few little parts of big business that people support the Democrats, but the rich are Republicans. For the most part. It really doesn't matter. I'm a Republican now. Everyone's a Republican. Because there is no going back. The history books will tell all the story that I'm telling about how they did this, how they dumbed down the American people and just spread their misinformation like crazy. You know, most of the shit, I mean, a big percentage of the shit that you saw on Facebook or whatever social media you might see about, building up Trump, it was China. It was fucking China and fucking Russia because they knew he was going to be a dictator. And that's their wildest fucking dream. They've all fucking forever, they've had a fucking big freedom loving country, that big powerful freedom loving country on their ass to stop being a criminal organization, like which every dictatorship is, just a criminal organization. We've been on their ass to stop that and to get them to be democracies. And then we fell to dictatorship. That's their wildest dreams. And if you don't think we fall into dictatorship, you just don't know what the fuck world you're living in, because we have. They're not getting rid of any waste and fraud in the government. He's getting rid of everybody in the government. And then he's only going to put fucking brown shirts. He released all those fucking January 6th fucking people. That's to send a message to them and all other Republican nuts that if they try to take him out of power, kill everybody, and you'll be fine. He will fucking, you can kill as many fucking people as you want, and he'll give you complete fucking immunity as long as he wins. That's the message he was sending. I'm not fucking with them people. Right-wing people are vicious motherfuckers. But I don't know. I don't think you can do a democracy without the right wing eventually taking over. Not a true, you can't do real freedom. I have always said, if you let these fucking Nazi-esque motherfuckers, the Republican mafia, live and breathe in your country and just try to take your country and try to take your country and try to take it and just let them, oh, it's freedom. You got to give them freedom. Well, eventually they'll take your country and they ain't going to give you no freedom. And they have done it. I mean, what do? I have to support them now. That's all I can do. I have to support them. In fact, I will support them, and I will become the inquisitor. And anyone who has anything bad to say about Donald Trump, I will fucking rat on your ass. I will investigate your ass. I will find out you said something about getting rid of Trump. And we'll send your ass to Guantanamo Bay. Make no mistake, I'm on his side 100%. I mean, I'm on the side of our new regime. Whether it be Trump, whether it be whoever takes over, I will definitely never ever try to interfere. But I will observe, though. Now, it's terrible, but it's very interesting. It's not only like being able to go back in time and see a monumental event like the fall of Rome and the Roman Republic. I see that Yup said we need to start living within our means instead of keep building debt. It's hilarious. The Republicans always talk about the debt. They're so worried about the debt whenever the Democrats are in office, and we're trying to spend money on real things like bridges and roads and people's lives. But then as soon as they get in office, they blow up the fucking debt massively. You know, what's happening right now is when Trump was in office before, he gave this massive $4 trillion tax cut to the rich. Well, we could have put that $4 trillion to the debt, couldn't we? Ooh, but no, give it to the rich. Give it to the rich; it'll trickle down. And now that Trump's tax break for the rich is needing to be renewed, and it'll cost another $4 trillion to renew it. So now he wants to renew the fucking $4 trillion fucking tax break for the rich, and cut out Medicare and fucking which relatively doesn't cost a lot of our percentage of money. Medicare and fucking food stamps is not a big percentage. The the Pentagon is half of our fucking spending. Just that one thing is half of our fucking spending. About 51% is the Pentagon. We spend more on the military than the next 10 countries combined, including Russia and China and England and France and Germany combined. We spend more. And mostly it's a way to funnel money to the rich. These defense contractors. I remember they often would find that they were paying thousands of dollars for a nut and a bolt, $1,000 for every nut and bolt that they were buying from distributors. And it's waste and inefficiency and incompetence, they act like. Fuck no. There's no other fucking part of the government where we do that. It's the fucking military that they're actually trying to funnel as much money as they can to these fucking big corporations. They're trying to transfer as much as they can. It's the fucking the one that fucking Truman, I believe, had warned about the military industrial complex. It's funny though. People saying things that we need to start living within our means. This country's over with. There is no more things to worry about. It don't matter if we live within our means anymore, because all the money of the country is just controlled by a dictator now. This might as well be Rwanda or fucking North Korea, whatever. So all the money from now on is going to be squandered away. It's going to be stolen and squandered away by the rulers of our country. Because that's what happens in a dictatorship. God, I hope they pay me for that. So I don't have to certify extra weeks after I fucking shouldn't be. But I gotta get what I fucking deserve. What they fucking should owe me. I always miss out on what they fucking should owe me. I wonder who they might be. Lady. You want some? No? I think I need to try to build out this car. Some kind of way. If I could snap things in across the side, up on top. I don't know how I would do that exactly, but so funny that Trump said something about he people believe that we're gonna have something called the External Revenue Service, and we're gonna get really, really rich. Well, not only it's Americans who have to pay the tariffs. You don't get rich when you're paying the own fucking bill. And then on top of that, what tariffs are meant to do is dissuade you from buying from another country. So you don't get rich unless your tariffs are not working. So you put tariffs on Canadian goods, you're not going to get rich from Americans having to pay more for the Canadian goods. That's what it is. American has to pay 125%, and that 25% goes to our own government from us, not from no one else. But the other countries don't like it because you don't want to. If you have a choice to buy some other country stuff, it might be cheaper because of that price. or it might come out the same price, and before it was cheaper. Well, they don't want tariffs, but we're the ones who pay the shit. You can't get rich from it because you're paying the fucking shit. Nobody's other country ain't paying it. And then a reporter tries to say, "Don't you know that Americans pay the tariffs to you?" Of course he knows. But then he says, "No, I think the countries pay it." And shut up. Now shut up. Shut up. Don't ask me any more about it. It's exactly what he said. Oh well. All I can say, it couldn't be more obvious that this guy is blowing smoke up your ass. It couldn't be more obvious that he is a criminal that has stolen our country. So, I mean, if someone can't see it already, I'm not going to sit down, like in person, and try to convince someone of some shit. I mean, if a person can't see that Trump is obviously a horrible, evil fucking dictator now, then it would be like trying to convince them that the sun is in the sky if they say it's not. If the sun is obviously in the sky and you're looking and he's looking and he says, no, it's not, what am I going to say to get him to believe the sun is in the sky? He can see it in front of him. So, I can't say nothing. Oh, I can't say nothing. I don't know. This fuck though now. It's not just our country. This whole planet is fucked. One of the first things that this new Republican regime was doing is cutting all funding for any kind of strengthening of democracy anywhere in the world. In fact, during his speech last night, when he was reading off the shit he cut so proudly, he would say things like $2 million we cut for strengthening democracy. Rwanda, like by saying the name of the country, like they're such a horrible country. It's just Rwanda. Look how horrible we were spending money on Rwanda. But really, they weren't cutting it because it was Rwanda. If it was for fucking some silly shit in Rwanda, they'd still be funding it. But it was because strengthening democracy. They cut all support for democracy around the fucking world. They immediately cut that. It's just crazy. And another thing, when I'm talking to people, I'm not trying to expect you to believe what I say because you have probably taken zero hours of your life to investigate the world happenings. You probably don't realize that the mainstream media really does tell you the fucking truth from people like scientists who are not trying to fucking blow some smoke up your ass like the Republicans tell you. They have no fucking desire to do that. In fact, they don't even do their science for you. Scientists do for a massive desire for knowledge. They're addicted to it. But anyway, I want to always reiterate that I support the Republicans, the entire regime. I do support them. And soon I will stop even saying anything like this, because I know where we're at. I know. And yeah, I do support them though. So that's one thing, because I know where we're at. I know what's up. I will never fucking. I will never join the resistance. That is for sure. Uh, uh, All right, I think I'll leave you maybe to watch the puppy dogs. Will you be able to see anything? I don't think so. You see a little bit. I'm not going to leave the light on in here. I'm gonna leave it just like this. And you won't even be able to see the puppy dogs too much, unless someone is walking around the car, and then lady. Oh, strange, almost called Lady Batman. A dog I fucking lost possession of when I, Jesus Christ, like 95, 96. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. But I'll tell you the truth, though. The reason why people don't believe in the Democrats is because of the bullshit thrown by the Republicans. And also, the Democrats do force too much shit. You know, they always want to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes, even though that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Not kicking trans people. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. You should kick trans people. But it's not really right to kick trans people. And if you look at science instead of just your hatred, and if you don't just it on the fact that they're just fucking ridiculous. One thing is I'm a liberal that sees things in the way that they see it too. But I speak the truth. I always speak the truth, and people trying to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes won't say how ridiculous trans people fucking are because uh they don't want to hurt their feelings. It's wrong to do that, and they're right. But fuck that. I'm never going to mince words because of that. I don't think you should ever abandon reality. And a man in a dress is one of the most pathetic fucking creatures in existence, you know. And the Democrats always have to be Mr. fucking Goody Two Shoes and fucking always take the high road, even when it's a bad idea, you know. I can tell you a lot of things the Democrats have wrong. I speak the truth. I'm a real independent. I might be the only real one because I speak the fucking truth. I don't fucking follow a line. Where the Democrats are wrong, I know it. I know they're wrong. Gun control, bunch of bullshit. We should absolutely at any time never should the government does not have a right to take away a person's right to save their own life, to defend themselves against some people doing some horrible things to you. Gun control is a stupid idea, and it's not. Anytime you take away people's freedoms, it's a bad fucking idea. Uh, Gun control, that's fucking bad. I'm trying to think what else the liberals have wrong. This fucking this this woke bullshit. Oh, the fucking shit about. I'll tell you one big thing that this would not have happened. People would not have lost their fucking mind and done this shit if they hadn't the liberals. This immigration shit, this fucking immigration shit, stupid fucking shit. You should not bring nobody to this fucking country until fucking every person in the country has a job. It only takes common sense to know that every person you bring here is going to take a job from somebody who's already here. This just has to be. They have to fucking have a job unless they're going to be on welfare, which most immigrants are not on welfare. They don't want to be on welfare, and most of them don't actually qualify. That's a lot of fucking bullshit. They qualify sometimes for a little bit of shit, so they don't die. Food stamps is not that hard to get a little bit of. But most immigrants will take work over anything, for sure. But they don't need to be here. I don't give a fuck. That fucking being the fucking goody two shoes all the time, taking the high road, you can fuck yourself up. I mean, it is true. These people are fucked up if they're born in some fucked up country and they have no fucking way. They're never gonna be fucking able to fucking make it fucking. But every person you bring here hurts someone in your own country. So you can't help. It's not a positive to help someone somewhere else if it's gonna hurt someone that's here already. Immigration, bad fucking idea. That's one of the main things that piss people off. Piss people off. And they had these graphs where fucking they plotted in this year the white population was going to be this much, and then this year it's going to be this much and this much and this much and this much until in this certain year fucking white people will be 3% in their own fucking country. So then we wouldn't have no country. And the same thing was going on in every fucking country. So you'll think I'm a Republican now because I'm telling the truth. I don't fucking stay on one. I ain't on no side. I know what's right. The rest of you don't. I do. I know which party is right about what because I know what's right in every situation. And this fucking immigration shit was fucking stupid as a motherfucker. The only people that they should bring over here is people that can't do something that no one in the country can do. You know, they shouldn't even bring people over here to pick fucking fruit and shit like that. You know, it should all be Americans doing all the work, and they have to pay a fucking fair wage. Then they pay slave wages to these immigrants, and they cry because the government makes us supply them a cot in a little shack. Isn't it horrible? We pay them slave wages, and we have to supply them a little cot. It's so horrible. I've heard them. I heard some rich people saying that they were crying because they pay these immigrants very little to pick shit in the field, but then they were so mad that the government made them give them a cot to sleep on. you know. All right, I gotta go. I got important business to do, and probably the Republicans have probably sent someone to kill me already. So I'm gonna go hide out. No, we're not there yet, but I guarantee you I'm gonna delete this fucking live pretty soon, and you're gonna see. You're gonna see. What's it gonna take for someone to believe this? You know, that's one thing about the Republicans that freaks me out. It's obvious shit. It's like what? Huh? What does it take for you to fucking convince? When fucking no one is allowed to say anything ever bad about the fucking Republicans ever again. And everyone who runs against them and all the Democrats are arrested when you know that person has not done nothing wrong. He's just trying to fucking make a community center in his fucking town or some shit, you know? Whenever everyone in the whole country agrees that the leader is wonderful. You ought to understand by then that you fucked up. But you know, let's see. Who knows? Who knows what it'll take? But I know I gotta get out of here, and I'm gonna leave this to you. Let's see. Am I gonna? I think what I'll do is turn off this damn. Oh, I think I just unplugged something, but that's all right. I'm turning that off anyway. All right. Now you watch my doggies.